Welcome to Channel AMAC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Cao Yang, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once you have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now, today's video is about update on what the Minister of Home Affairs Claire O'Neill has just announced, and he has blasted in the international education industry once again. So I don't know how many times the government of Australia is looking to plan and overkill the industry. However, it seems to be they are basically implementing what they had said they will do. Unfortunately, that's just one of the things. So anyway, this is another news update just to get everybody notice. So what is going to happen on the 1st of July? I thought the news will somewhat be something related to the new announced skill migration, but however, it is not. But anyway, before we actually go into the actual the restrictions on onshore student visa applications, let's have a look at some of the news that I believe that the community of Australia overall, the Australian population, is really confused, is extremely confused. Why are they confused? Because let me show you two news articles. They are just obviously opposing each other. So the first one, this all came out yesterday or the day before, using something like this, have been there for over 6 months talking about housing crisis. So they're warning over the looming crisis as Australia population surge. I mean, how many news articles they wanted to, having such similar topic, they continue to water down what the status of migrants in Australia, which is not really a good thing to do. And the other news came out the same date. Now you read the topic. It says coalition cuts the skilled migrant will cost country $211 billion. So having less migrant is good, or having more migrant is good? So cutting the migrant is good, or not cutting the migrant is good? I'm totally confused. I thought I'm in the multiverse of the Australian immigration. It's just a joke. I really have no more words or comment to say in regards to the news media in Australia, whether or not they are really economists or they are migration specialists. Are they really care? Do they really care about the international education sector, which is the fourth largest export industry for Australia? And also, do they know how many industry it actually relies on migrant as well? If we cut that many, what is the consequences? And do they really know about this, or they just purely do it for political reasons? I doubt about it. And the root cost of all this phenomenon is basically the inflations and the lack of housing supplies. So why wouldn't the government putting incentivize plan or proposals such as what the government of Queensland has actually proposed on their budgets to actually improve the living standards and getting more houses? I mean, there's no earthquake, there's no major natural disasters in Australia. For Australia to build more houses, it's pretty easy compared to other countries. Why don't they do it? Don't know. Anyway, let's heading to the actual news, which is, we don't need to spend too much time on this one. It's basically, as you said, it's under today's 13th of June 2024 with a topic. This is issued by the Department of Home Affairs, and the topic says restricting onshore visa hopping to the student visa programs. Okay, so that basically means for people who are in Australia, if you wanted to apply for a student visa, you gotta watch out. You probably cannot do it. Now, from 1st July, okay, temporary graduate, visitor, and maritime crew visa holders. I don't know how many maritime crew visa holders actually hopping into student visa. That would be some I never heard, but that would be pretty funny. Will be unable to apply student visa while in Australia. Now, I was curious why there's no working holiday or work and holiday 461 or 417 visa within this list. But anyhow, so in addition to existing visa from which it already not possible to apply for student visa onshore, the complete list of visa holder will be unable to apply for student visa onshore so first one is subclass 4A5. So what they have found is that they identified too many temporary graduates after they're working. They wanted to continue to stay, and they use what visa? They use student visa because they just wanted to stay in Australia, and they apply those so-called ghost colleges. So as many working holiday visa, they do that, but it's not working holiday visa. It's not listed here. And if you're coming into Australia with a travel visitor visa or travel authorities, I'm sorry, you cannot. Even you love Australia and you wanted to study more English courses. I've been putting a lot of inquiries on this one. Sorry, you cannot get student visa. You need to basically depart Australia. If you want to apply for student visa, apply offshore, not onshore. So that's basically what they are asking for. And the rest, it's just, I don't think I've never seen any international relation workers or diplomatic applying for student visa. That would be somewhat strange. So that would be quite funny. They have these two subclass 403 and 426. Continue on this news article. It says the hopping are contributed to the growth of cohort permanent, temporary, and temporary graduate visa should depart Australia. If you cannot find job, I'm sorry. If you want to apply for student visa, you apply offshore, not onshore. Student visa applicant generally intending to pursue studies in Australia apply offshore Australia. So that will be what's gonna happen from 1st July, and the news is everywhere. This came out from ISET Monitor, and they basically saying, as you can see, Grattan Institute is actually very, very important authority or entity towards putting a migration policy advice to the Department of Home Affairs and Immigration, because they do take a lot of advice from Grattan Institute. So as in Clara News, again, new restriction on onshore visa application announced. So same thing talking about here, so I'm not gonna repeat that. So from 1st July, which is gonna be another probably 2.5 weeks to go, if you want to apply student visa onshore, you gotta do it right now. If you don't do it, you need to leave Australia. So that's now what is gonna happen. What is the result of this? Now, obviously, more private colleges and institutions will actually suffer. They already suffer a lot from the risk level restrictions, visa rejections. Now, if the onshore student visas cannot be applied whilst the person is holding a travel visa, because traditionally a lot of English colleges, they rely on those travelers coming in, and they love Australia. They want to continue to stay for further, perhaps 3 months or 6 months to study English. Now these people cannot be there. Imagine European travelers, okay? They came to Australia, they love it, they want to spend more time to study English, to enhance their English proficiencies. Can they still do it? No. They gotta go back. They gotta fly another 12, 14, 16, 18 hours back to Europe, apply for their student visa, just for a few months of English colleges. So can you see what's gonna happen? So is for a lot of English learners coming for language learners from Latin America. Can you see what's gonna happen? They're not gonna do it anymore because they fly so far away to come to Australia to enjoy that, and they won't do it anymore. The only I can see the only applicant, they will still likely to do an offshore applying student visa just to learn language English. What I mean will be people coming from Asia, because it's closer. It's less than 10 hours fly. So is a lot of Southeast Asian countries. But for those Asian countries, for them to actually get visitor visa to Australia now is quite restricted as well, not 100%. So anyhow, that's what we're gonna see for another 2.5 weeks to go. So if you want to apply for student visa onshore, do it right now. Anyway, should you have more question, query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.